In a small, thatched-roof house, nestled amongst rolling hills, painted with the soft hues of autumn, lived an old man. His days were spent in quiet solitude, punctuated by the loyal companionship of his two beloved animals. Beku, a magnificent white dog, and Nabi, a sleek, black-furred cat. Though poverty was a constant shadow in their lives, their home was rich, with a gentle, unspoken affection woven into the fabric of their simple existence. The old man, with his kind, weathered face and hands, often worried about how to fill their meager rice pot. One crisp morning, an unexpected visitor arrived. A grand carriage, drawn by two sleek horses, rumbled down the dusty path, stirring the quiet of the village. From within stepped Master Kim, a wealthy merchant known for his astute business sense and his love for rare treasures. He had heard whispers of the old man's unique craftsmanship, a subtle skill passed down through generations, and had come seeking something very special. The old man, though surprised, welcomed him with his characteristic humble grace. Master Kim presented the old man with a task of immense importance: to engrave a rare, exquisite jade jewel with a specific, intricate pattern. The merchant explained that this jewel was destined for the king himself, a gift of unprecedented value. The old man, though flattered by the trust placed in him, felt the weight of such a responsibility. His hands, though skilled, were old, and the task was delicate. The reward, however, was enough to provide for his beloved animals for years to come. For days, the old man worked tirelessly, his hands moving with the precision of a young artisan, guided by years of deep experience. Beku lay vigilantly by his side, its amber eyes following every careful movement, a silent guardian of the precious work. Nabi, ever curious, would occasionally bat at the light catching the jewel, or simply observe from a sunbeam, an unusual focus in its emerald gaze. The air in the small house was thick with concentration, a testament to the old man's unwavering dedication. Finally, the masterpiece was complete. The jade jewel, now adorned with a breathtaking design, shimmered with newfound life. Master Kim returned, his usually stern face breaking into a rare smile of approval. He instructed the old man to personally deliver the jewel to the capital, ensuring its safe passage. The reward was indeed magnificent, a heavy purse of gold coins, enough to secure their future. The old man, with his heart full of gratitude, prepared for the long and arduous journey, accompanied by his faithful companions. Their journey began under a clear sky, the air crisp and invigorating. The road stretched before them, a ribbon winding through picturesque valleys and past babbling brooks. Beku, with its usual enthusiasm, trotted ahead, occasionally turning back to check on the old man. Nabi, more sedate, walked beside them with quiet grace, its black fur gleaming in the sun. The old man hummed a soft tune, his heart lighter than it had been in years, the precious jewel carefully tucked into his innermost pocket. As dusk painted the sky with hues of orange and purple, they sought shelter at a bustling roadside inn. The warmth of the hearth and the aroma of simmering stew filled the common room, a welcome respite from the road. The old man, tired but content, found a quiet corner. He knew the jewel needed absolute protection, and so, with solemn words, he entrusted the silk pouch containing the precious jade to Baigu, who curled possessively around it, ever watchful. Nabi, having found a cozy spot near the fire, soon drifted into a deep sleep, its usually alert eyes finally closing. Deep in the night, when the inn was hushed and sleep had claimed most, a different kind of life stirred. From the shadows beneath the floorboards, a gang of mischievous rats emerged, their beady eyes glinting with hunger and a notorious penchant for thievery. They scurried silently across the floor, drawn by the scent of forgotten food scraps and the glint of something unusual. Their leader, a particularly stout and cunning rat, eyed the silk pouch clutched by the sleeping dog. With a burst of coordinated stealth, the rats surrounded Baigu, while some gnawed at the edges of the mat to create a distraction. The leader, with astonishing speed, snatched the silk pouch right from under the dog's nose. Baigu stirred, whimpering in its sleep, but the rats were too swift. They vanished back into the shadows, leaving behind only the faint rustle of their retreat and the horrifying realization that the precious jewel was gone. With the first blush of dawn, the old man awoke. He reached for the silk pouch, his heart sinking as his hand met empty space. Panic flared in his chest. He frantically searched, waking a confused Baigu. Upon realizing what had happened, the old man's face crumbled into despair. He turned to Baigu, his eyes filled with a pain that quickly turned anger. How could his loyal companion, entrusted with such a vital task, have failed him so terribly? The old man's scolding words cut deeper than any whip. "You, my faithful Baigu, how could you have betrayed my trust? You were meant to protect it." He lashed out, not with a physical blow, but with the stinging rebuke of a heart broken by perceived disloyalty. Baigu whimpered, its tail tucked low, shame and sorrow heavy in its loyal eyes. Nabi, now fully awake, watched from a distance, its green eyes sharp and knowing, a silent witness to the dog's undeserved humiliation. Seeing Baiku's unwarranted suffering, a spark ignited in Nabi's clever mind. Perhaps it was a pang of guilt for its own deep slumber, or simply the thrill of a challenge, but the cat decided it would retrieve the jewel. Without a sound, Nabi slipped out of the inn, its sleek black form blending seamlessly with the pre-dawn shadows. It began its silent hunt, following the faint scent of rats, its emerald eyes gleaming with newfound purpose and a hunter's resolve. Nabi's keen senses led it to the grimy confines of the rats, lair beneath a crumbling old granary. A cacophony of squeaks and chitters emanated from within, sounds of triumph and gluttony. Peeking through a crack, Nabi saw the gang of rats feasting on stolen crumbs, while their leader proudly displayed the glittering jade jewel, now freed from its silk pouch. On a pile of refuse, the precious gem, meant for a king, was being treated as a mere toy, knowing direct confrontation would be foolish. Nabi devised a clever plan. It let out a series of piercing, mournful meows, mimicking the cry of a lone, vulnerable mouse. The rats, ever greedy for an easy meal, paused their revelry. The leader, intrigued, sent a few of its subordinates to investigate. As they scurried out, Nebi swiftly ambushed them, not to kill, but to create a loud, attention-grabbing chase that drew the remaining rats out of their lair, leaving the jewel unguarded. With the rats distracted by the commotion, Nabi darted into the now empty lair. Its movements were swift and silent, a blur of black fur. In a single graceful leap, it landed beside the pile of refuse, snatched the glittering jade jewel in its mouth, and vanished back into the shadows. The entire maneuver took but a few precious seconds. As the last of the confused rats returned, they found their precious stolen treasure gone, and their cries of dismay echoed through the granary. Nabi wasted no time. With the jewel safely secured, it raced back to the inn, its lithe body moving with silent speed. The morning sun was now fully risen, painting the village in warm, golden light. It slipped back inside, unnoticed by the other weary travelers. The old man sat slumped in despair. Baiku still huddled by his side, both oblivious to the quiet heroism that had just unfolded. Nebi approached them, a mischievous glint in its emerald eyes. With a soft thump, Nabi dropped the glittering jade jewel directly at the old man's feet. For a moment, silence hung heavy in the air, broken only by a gasp of disbelief from the old man. His eyes, once filled with sorrow, now widened in astonishment, then shone with overwhelming joy. He scooped up the jewel, tears streaming down his face, embracing Nabi tightly. Baiku, seeing the jewel, looked up, a wave of confusion washing over its face, followed by immense relief and a touch of lingering bewilderment. The old man's heart swelled with renewed love and gratitude for Nabi, showering the cat with affection and praise. He held the jewel tightly, his future, once bleak, now shining brightly. Baiku, though cleared of blame, could not forget the sting of false accusation and the cat's initial idleness. While the old man's journey to the capital was a triumphant success, bringing prosperity to their home, the episode forged an enduring rivalry. From that day forward, Baiku often chased Nabi, a reminder of past injustice and the cat's enduring air of self-satisfied superiority. And so, the ancient tale of the dog and the cat teaches us a timeless lesson. Even the most cunning and proud can show surprising loyalty, and even the most faithful can be mistakenly accused. It reminds us how easily misunderstandings can lead to lasting grudges, and how important it is to look beyond initial appearances and sudden judgments. Though their paths diverged in the shadows of an inn, their story etched forever into the fabric of Korean folklore, explaining why, to this very day, dogs and cats often find themselves at odds. The tale of the dog and the cat is but one thread in the rich tapestry of Korean folklore, a testament to the wisdom and wonder passed down through generations. What lessons did you find in this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into ancient Korea, illuminated by the spirit of Ghibli, please give this video a like, subscribe for more enchanting stories, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Until then, may your own stories be filled with wisdom and wonder.